To understand Islam and the Muslim world more, buy my book, The Curse of God, Why I Left Islam. Available in all your favorite online bookstores. All right, folks, this is Harris Sultan, the ex-Muslim atheist, and welcome to another episode of Sultan's House of Sin. Hello, Faraz Faruqi.
Hey, how's it going, bro?
Good.
Good. Yeah, it's first time I'm here. It's really good to meet you. And I wanted to ask you, what would you think that would promote in Pakistan like more open mindset? Like, do you think that Imran Khan trying to promote the opening of a Hindu temple in Islamabad can promote coexistence between religions? Do you think that's a good move?
That is definitely a good move, but Imran Khan is turning out to be more problematic than I would have thought. I mean, I always knew that he had this idealistic worldview of Islam, that Islam is all love and beauty and butterflies and rainbows.
Like a Sufistic type of
Yeah, but not only that, but in action it's different. See, I mean, in action it even becomes harder for people like him to control as well, because you can see now they just passed a bill under his government in Punjab Assembly that was a protection of foundations of Islam. You have to add Khatamul Nabiyyin and then Prophet Muhammad and then Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. So, I mean, what kind of a Sufism is this? That that this is just to trigger the Ahmadis.
Right.
And then on the other hand, he tries to hire an Ahmadi economist in his cabinet, and then he wonders, oh, why do people react like this? I mean, what's wrong with this guy? I mean, I supported him for a very long time, since 1996, but I understand when you come in power, it's a lot more difficult. It's a lot easier for me to criticize him. I know it'd be a lot difficult for him to what he's doing, but surely you can have some things that you can just either keep your mouth shut on these issues. I mean, he did not have to. Fair enough. Now this is a risky business as well. Reopening 400 temples, that's a risky business. I applaud him for that. Well done. That was a risky business to open Kartarpur corridor as well. That was risky. He could have easily ignored that as well. So those are things well done. But on the other hand, these idealistic slogans like "I'm going to turn it into a state of Medina."
Right.
I always say, what do you expect when you're throwing out loaded terms like that? You know, there's a woman. I put up her video. That woman who threatened to kill me and all that in Karachi, and Farab, the woman in a tent.
Yeah,
the Lifafa auntie. Yeah, that woman, right? She was threatening Imran Khan with Artughral's music background soundtrack in the background. So when you play Artughral and when you try to glamorize, when you try to romanticize Islamic history, which is, let alone, it's not even your history, it's Turkish history, but when you try to romanticize it, these are the people who get inspired by it. And I know Artughral was actually played by his special request that we must play those kind of Turkish dramas. That was his special request, and they did that. And now, as a previous caller said, that Artughral, that women are like seeing women's role differently.
Right.
So that's what happens with idiots, because now you're inspiring you're dog whistling a wrong crowd. But he's and I know he's got good intentions.
Yeah.
But this is what I mean by when your foundations are very shaky on their own, you're gonna get bad results.
But do you think at the same time that he's just using these words like bringing back the state of Medina? It's just like the covering on the outside. He has to make it appeal to the people that he's.
I think it genuinely, but no.
Like no, I think it's something very Islamic, but maybe behind the scene, it's not. It's his own version, like of like a Sweden type of system, or he's just using the Islamic words, maybe.
No, I think he genuinely believes in that. He genuinely believes in that. He's a genuine Islamist. Islamist in a sense that in his mind he thinks whatever he's doing is Islamic. He thinks that when he built the cancer hospital, that's Islamic action. When he thinks that he's going to build 100,000 houses for poor people, he thinks that's Islamic. Everything good that he thinks of, he thinks that's Islamic, and he also thinks that God is specially putting that in his head. And ever since he got that tent of a woman as a wife, ever since he got that woman, and apparently there are so many people who tell us that she actually whispers in his ears, and God is communicating. He believes in that. That's a dangerous thing. I mean, as much as I liked him
Right.
for whatever his achievements have been, but that's a dangerous thing. I mean, I think Pakistan is doomed under this current system. I was speaking with someone. I said, we were both massive fans of Imran Khan, and we said Imran Khan's failure has proven that this country is a lost cause. It needs a revolution. It needs a revolution. By revolution, I mean a totally different form of government. None of this, we can keep it Islamic, we can keep it modern, we can mix it up, and then, we can allow music, we can allow women to appear on TVs, but then at the same time, we have other women coming with burqas and they're condemning these women, and, it's all a mess.
But
He talks about.
but do you think that it's possible, like to change the societies at the same time that you're maintaining the status quo, a sort of change, but that's not like very drastic, that's very like uh you're changing the system from within, but at the same time you're not causing
You can't
because it's
change
a,
the system.
because I think it's a very emotional society too. People, when it comes to religion, are very emotional.
I think
And
everyone. I think
yeah,
historically everyone has been emotional when it comes to religion. It just
yeah,
comes down to one generation. It's 20 years. It's not a long time. It happens within our lifetime. We've seen societies evolve within our lifetimes. As General Zia ruined our generation within one lifetime, which we started seeing those results in the 90s and the noughts. He did that in one generation. I think Pervez Musharraf could have done a little bit more. He did do something good. I think what we're seeing is somewhat a result of that we don't have such a Talibanized kind of society, but then we just haven't had consistency. If we can just maintain this for 20, 30 years, we can
mhm,
have a very solid. But again, as I said, is the constitution of Pakistan itself is neither Islamic nor is progressive democratic. Mr. Jinnah, Muhammad Ali Jinnah, said that he was working on a liberal constitution. He could have easily said it, "I'm working on Islamic constitution." He said he was working on a liberal constitution. Unfortunately, he died before his time. Well, he died. He could have, if he had lasted 3 years. He said that in Fatma Jinnah wrote in a book that he was working on it, but he knew that the constitution was 3 years away. What I've always wondered that what happened to the drafts that he was working on. He was alive for what 1 year and 4 months or something after Pakistan's creation. What happened? Surely I know a lot of his time was actually spent being sick as well, but he was still working on the constitution. Whether he wrote 2 pages, 3 pages, he was a lawyer, so he knew
yeah,
legal things. What happened to that constitution? Nothing. The 73's constitution is totally different. It's
mm,
very Islamized, and so I don't know. I'm not hopeful anymore. The Imran Khan was the last straw. Next would be Bilawal Bhutto. Again, same thing. People think that he's a secular-minded person, but he is a product of this corrupt society. He himself is. I don't even want to go there. I have no hopes with the other two parties, but I think it needs a total overhaul, new constitution, new government, new form of government, maybe Turkish revolution kind of thing after the First World War.
all right, thank you, bro.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
To help me produce more videos like these, support me on Patreon or PayPal.